Guys, welcome to August episode of Building Whitetails, and in this one we're going to run over some really key points in regards to clover plots. Number one, fertility and fertilizing for a multi-year stand, and also to judge browse pressure using exclusion cages. These are very important tools in the food plot arsenal to tell us a lot of information about how the deer are using these food plots.
I've said it before, you'll hear me say it again, I will continue to say it. Help the deer do what deer want to do.
Clover is a super useful tool in a food plotters program. And guys, you'll hear me say this over and over again, whether it's on my Instagram page or things that I write in regards to food plot management. All we're doing with food plots is taking nutrients from the ground, transferring it into a plant, and the deer eat it. And guys, it's that simple. It's that, and yet that's so overlooked by so many people. We're looking for this glorious looking food plot, but if it's not doing the job of boosting the herd health, then it's an absolute waste of time. So with clover, I'm just gonna run you real quick through what I do with my clover plots. Fall planting clover is, in my opinion, the best time to plant. This was planted in the spring. It's what I had to work with. I fought weeds all summer long. To combat that, what I'll do in a different clover plot is I will fall plant it. It will get a root system established. It will go ahead and develop top growth. And one of the first things in the spring to green up will be that clover. So it'll get, a canopy started sooner than all the other weed competition. And with that said, it will go ahead and shade out most of the weed competition. Not all, but some. It definitely helps. How do I plant my clover plots? Well, let's just run through it real quick. I just planted a new seeding. My favorite time to plant is end of August to early September. Most of the regions across the Midwest, that is the time to plant. Look on the back of your bag of clover, whichever variety and brand you're planting, and it should have a zone map on there. Find your location, and it should tell you the planting dates, both spring and fall, when to plant that and when the optimum time is. What I will do is I'll come in and I'll work the ground up, and I want a very mellow seed bed. I don't want it clumpy. If there's any big rocks out there, I try to get those removed and out of the field. I want a really nice seed bed for that clover because it is kind of a finicky plot. It needs a little bit more help than some of the other things that we plant in regards to herd management. So I'll come in, I'll work the food plot, and I will apply a 4-year fertility program for that clover. Most of the nutrients that clover requires takes a long time to move through the soil profile. So if I just broadcast it on top of already established clover, it could take several years for that fertility to move down into the root zone where those plants can take it, use it, and send the nutrients back up to the deer. So the phosphorus, potassium, and zinc, I'll go ahead and work that into the ground. I'll get that down into where the root system is going to be before I plant. And what I'll do is I'll take a soil test. I'll take it to my local grain cooperative. I'll say, guys, this is what my soil test says. I want to plant clover, a 4-year stand. What kind of fertility do I need for 4 years? And they can make recommendations regarding those results from your soil test and your food plot goals. What I'll do then is I will apply that whatever prescription it is in regards to fertility, and then I will plant that seed and try to do so in regards to having a timely rain. You don't want a massive amount of rain. You don't want just a small amount. And I know it's weather. We fight it all. It's me as a farmer. Everybody is food plotters. It's just something that we have to do our best in regards to establishing food plots. So that's how I run through a clover plot. Most of the time it works. Every once in a while we have a freak weather event happen and we have to replant. And that's okay. That's the way food plotting goes. Exclusion cages. Guys, these tell us so much about browse pressure in regards to food plots. I put one in anything that I plant. Beans, corn, fall greens, clover. I just stick this thing out here, I drive the stakes in the ground, and I leave it. If I come back and everything around it is eaten but inside is not, obviously I need to plant more of whatever they were browsing so hard. Based off the list of whether it's your grains, your greens, whatever it might be. Make sure to build these cages. I built this one approximately 4 feet wide. Some I've done even wider. but you want to build them tall enough and wide enough so that the deer can't reach in and eat what's inside. That's super crucial. And I've even gone as far as putting a smaller diameter wrap around the outside of like chicken wire to keep rabbits out, because I have seen rabbits just maul the inside of these things before. That's kind of a extra little snippet there, but these are super awesome tools to really tell us how the deer are using the food plots. All right, so that wraps up this episode of Building Whitetails. Clover plots, fertility for clover, exclusion cages, telling us a lot of information on how the deer are using our plots. Next month's episode, guys, this is where it gets really, deer season. You know, it's gonna be in full swing. I'm stoked for it. We're gonna be shifting cameras from our summer locations over to our fall rut areas of that nature, whether it's staging areas, scrapes, rubs, etc. Food plots, it's time for them to let them do their thing, attract, hold deer. We've done our due diligence. It's time to let these plots work for us after all the work that we put into them. So I am really excited for this next episode because got some really good deer on camera, and it's time to lay down a game plan to hopefully put one of them on the wall. Guys, welcome to August's episode of Building Whitetails, and this one we're gonna go over clover plots. That's going in the blooper reel. Clover. Oh, son of a gun. Guys, welcome to August's episode of Building Whitetails. In this episode, we're gonna go over how to get the best bang for your... Would you quit looking at my switchgrass? Jiminy gosh.